Good morning, friends. I hope that you all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I definitely did, but it's time to get back into my groove. It's time to get back into my exercise routine, my eating habits, my work habits. It's time. Okay, so welcome back. I'm glad that you guys all tune in and join in, and thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Well, welcome to episode 122. Thank you for joining me. This is Thinking Differently about Multiplying. I'm Kathy Rhodes, and I'm really excited to bring you a different idea or a different way to look at the word multiplying. So let's jump right in. Last week, a little over a week already. Wow. Last week I was in Papua New Guinea, as many of you know. If you've been following any of my posts or my videos, definitely go out to my YouTube channel. It's Unity Consulting LLC's YouTube channel. So definitely go out there and check out all the wonderful videos that I've posted if you haven't been following me. But for those of you who have, you know that I just returned from Papua New Guinea and I was on a transformational trip. That's what it was called. And many people have asked, what exactly am I doing on a transformation trip? What is a transformation trip? Well, John Maxwell says it best, and I'm going to actually read this for you. He says, every day people ask me how they can make their world better. Start by improving yourself. We need to be the change that we want to see in others. A transformational trip is exactly that. Transformation starts with me, not we. Well, on this trip to Papua New Guinea, I was one of 60 coaches who were working with the different leaders of the country. And these leaders, by the way, if you are listening and you hear my dogs barking, I'm so sorry. They're just coming off of a holiday too. They've had too much out of kennel time. Okay, but anyway, I was one of 60 people on this trip who met with other leaders throughout the country. And these leaders, they want more from their community. And many of these leaders are volunteers. Many of them, actually all of them, chose to be a part of our group. They want more for their community. They want more for their country. So what we did is we facilitated a process called transformation tables. Okay, this is where we discussed values. That actually these value words help anyone be a better person. So I want to define some key words here. First of all, the word values. What are values? Well, values they're principles that guide us in our actions and our decisions. We all have values. Are they good? Are they good values? Have you ever thought about what they are? And that's exactly the purpose is, hey, let's talk about some really good values to consider within your life. And also, let's give you an assessment to see what are your stronger values and what are your least developed values. So that's one word. Okay. The other word are transformational tables. What's a transformational table? Well, it's a setting where people sit around a table or sit in a circle and we learn these values and we discuss these values. There's a little bit of information to read about each value, but then there's a lot of great questions to think about for yourself, to answer for yourself. It's not, hey, I want to help others grow in this area, or I want to help others understand this. Transformation begins with me. And even though that the Maxwell team, we were coming in and helping facilitate these tables, we were only facilitators. We weren't teachers. We weren't speakers or trainers. That wasn't the goal. We were facilitating, and everybody received this wonderful, wonderful booklet that has 12 different value words in it. And this is what we used. So we opened it, we read the information together, and then we answered the questions together. It's powerful. It is a powerful, powerful experience. Every time that I led a table, and I don't know, maybe I led 5 or 6 tables last week, every time has a different revelation for me when I read the same thing over and over again. Now, I do know we connected with over 1,500 people in Papua New Guinea. Over 1,500 people were participating in these tables. That's a lot of people in 1 week. That's a great, great start. We were in 5 different cities. I was given the opportunity to go to Rabaul and Kokopo. Rabaul and Kokopo, they're kind of like the Twin Cities here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You got Minneapolis, St. Paul, right? That's Rabaul and Kokopo. We flew into Rabaul, but we were in Kokopo. We stayed in Kokopo. Okay, so there's a little geography there for you. Okay, so I was one of 60 people. We were in 5 different cities. We connected with over 1,500 people. Let's give you some details here because this is a really fun story. And this is where we're going to think differently about multiplication. Not addition or subtraction or division, but multiplying. So Monday morning, I was in Port Moresby and I was traveling to Rabaul that day. So before I even left Port Moresby, which is the capital city, before I even left, I was, in my hotel room. I was kind of looking out into the community area, just kind of, absorbing everything. I was having my devotion time. I was praying. I was doing a lot of thinking, and I kind of quickly asked God, a question. I said, what can I give them this week? I'm only one person. I'm only here for a week. There's a lot of people in this country. There's only, 60 of us here. What can I do? There's probably so much need. What can I do? And very, very quickly and simply, the answer came. And, God just said, give them the experience of a table, one person at a time. That's what I've been trained to do. That's what I came to do. Give them the experience of a table. Be ready to give more opportunity for people to experience. They're going to take this, they're going to replicate it, they're going to run with it, but what we're offering is powerful. I know that, so give it. That okay? I mean, I was confident then, right? I was just a reminder. I already knew this, but it was a reminder. Okay, let's do this. So we traveled to Rabaul that day, landed in Rabaul, and I got to admit, it was kind of a slow start. There were 6 coaches that arrived. There were probably about 20 volunteers. So Monday night, we were all stationed at different locations to run our first table. Well, the table that I got to, we were expecting like 100 people. And we got there and we got it set up, and then they canceled. Okay, that's okay, because we rescheduled them. So that was all good. But it was just a slow start. So on Tuesday, John Maxwell came to Kokopo to present. Over 700 people showed up. It was amazing. But after the event, John Maxwell, he was exciting and inspiring. And after the event, many, many people just flooded the volunteers that were working with us. They wanted to be a part of the table. So they were signing up for time slots. They were creating more time slots. They were wanting to be a part of it. We were already booked for Wednesday. Okay. Actually, Thursday was our day off. That was our day to go do tourist things, right? Well, Wednesday morning, we did our tables like we were assigned. I was actually assigned off the resort. And then we came back to the resort for lunch, and in the afternoon, it was quite amazing because I was in this upper room of the resort, and we had 2 coaches already going with a table. They had probably 10 people each. And then more people started coming in. And I was the last coach available in the upper room. Well, 14 people came in, and that's a lot of people to have for a table. 14 people came in. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then like 10 more. And then there were people waiting at the door. We couldn't even fit them in this room. And at that point, I looked at my volunteer, our handlers. His name is Nathaniel. And I looked at him. I'm like, hey, what do you think about facilitating a table? He's like, yep, I can do it. I'm ready. Like, good, because 24 people is way too many right now. So now we had 4 stations. We had, I don't know, gosh, do the math, right? 40 people right up there with 4 different facilitators. It was so exciting. We had to send other people to other locations of tables down the street. It was great. Okay, so this is exciting, right? This is just getting us going and getting us ramped up. And then our wonderful leader, Samantha, and I think, Samantha, you might even be online with me right now. Then she started messaging us saying, hey, we need more tables. We have such an influx of people interested. Thursday's supposed to be our day off. And right away, this is why we're here. Right away, we were all coming back to say, no, book us for Thursday. book us for Thursday. This is why we're here. Let's get the tables in. So Thursday was a very, very full day. What was so exciting was on Thursday morning, in one of the tables, James showed up. Showed up a little late, but he still showed up in time to capture the spirit of a table. And he captured the vision. He captured the excitement. He was on fire with this idea. And he owns a business. He actually owns the security business that took care of John Maxwell while John was in town. He says, you know what? Can you guys come tonight, Thursday night, 6:30? I have 150 employees. Can you run a table with my employees? Yep. Now let me tell you, Thursday was exhausting. It was fun. It was tiring. We did a lot of traveling to locations. By the time 6:30 came, we were all kind of like, okay, let me change my outfit, let me freshen up, let me get some food, and let's go do it again. Well, we drive in to this security place. It's a security company, so it's highly secured. So we drive in and we start gathering the people that really didn't know why we were there, because the people that were there that night were the first shift security workers. So they weren't there during the day when James said, hey, we've got these coaches and volunteers coming, right? So we were kind of trying to get things organized and set up, and then James showed up, and then he gave his announcement to the team, and they respect their boss, they respect their leader. They were on board. What he says is what they're going to do. So picture this, okay? Everything's outdoor in Papua New Guinea because it's very, very warm there. So it's all outdoor and 150 people. We like to have 8 to 10 people in our tables because there's discussion to happen. So instead of trying to do a table with each individual group at the moment, we just took 3 people up front. Martin, one of our facilitators, went up front and he facilitated that little small group while everybody else was listening. Okay, so everybody else had their own booklet. They were reading along. They were silently answering questions themselves. They were following along. We got through one of the values, and at that point is when we usually break into another value. Well, at that point now is when we are going to break into groups of 8 to 10, and all of us facilitators and volunteers are going to take a table and lead a table. This is where thinking differently about multiplying comes in. This is where it was so cool. Very quickly, tables were spread out and the volunteers started going and taking a table. So us coaches, we were a little like late to the game. We'd walk up to a table and a volunteer would be there. By the way, a volunteer is a local person who has been with us all week. They've been our bodyguards, they've been our tour guides, they've been learning with us. They've been learning how to be a facilitator. So I know for me, I walked up to a table and one of the volunteers is like, oh, I got this table, go find a different one. Okay, so I walked up to another table. I got it, go find a different one. Okay, so I'd go to another. Finally, I just stood back and I'm like, all the tables have a facilitator. And then I kind of smiled and giggled because over in a little corner are 5 coaches. Then I joined them. So here in a little corner are us 6 coaches doing nothing because we were told to go away. Because not only are the volunteers excited, they are equipped with the materials and they're equipped with the confidence. They were ready to run with this idea of facilitating transformational tables. Our job is done. We just multiplied. 6 coaches came in at the beginning of the week and we left 20 volunteers ready and running with the idea of facilitating more transformational tables. That is the beauty of multiplying. You know, at the beginning of the week when I was having my devotion time and my prayer time and thinking, oh, I'm just one person, what can I do? All you gotta do is touch one other person. And when you think about just this idea of these tables, I'm the facilitator. We bring around 8 people. we go through the content, and then we give them the booklet and we give them the resources to get more booklets. And then we equip them. So now you have 8 people running with the idea of a transformational table, and they go get 8 more people. And do you see how it just erupts and multiplies? So I always pick a word every year, and my word for 2022 is multiply. What an amazing way to end my year. I've had different things throughout the year that have created multiplication in my life, but this was the cherry on top. This was so awesome and amazing to be able to sit back and go, our job is done. Our job is done. I'm so excited. I'm going to tear up. I don't tear up. I'm sorry. I'm going to tear up. I'm so excited to continue watch the growth in Papua New Guinea, to stay connected with my friends from Rabaul and Kokopo, but to also stay connected and watch on what happens, not only in that community, but in the entire country. This is erupting. They get it. They get the value. They get the excitement of changing their world. So what's next? Well, for the Papua New Guinea Tribal Foundation and all of those volunteers who accompanied us last week, they attended our tables, they facilitated tables, and they're ready to continue. They're continuing to host these transformational tables throughout the entire country. So that's super exciting. And what else is next? This is happening in the United States of America as well. This is happening in many countries across the world, including the country I live in. So I'm going to be hosting some transformational tables virtually. It doesn't matter where you live. You might live in Iowa. You might live wherever. I'm going to host some virtually through Zoom. Are you curious? Do you want to multiply your world? Do you want to see what this is all about? Do you want to see how powerful it is in your own life? Let me know. Connect with me. Reach out. It'll be starting next year, which is less than a week away. So let me know. I would love to have you join our tables. I would love to have you join this world of transformation. I hope that today's topic has helped you think differently. I hope it's also just challenged your thoughts and challenged your habits. My goal in life is to help people be more efficient and feeling fully empowered in their life. And I hope that today's topic has done exactly that. So my friends, be great this week, and I will see you next year.